Good morning, class. As I've mentioned, I will not be able to go to school today, so I'll just be giving you this video lesson about solving simple rational algebraic equation. Let's start with a review. A runner completes 10 laps in 25 minutes. Which two quantities are being compared? They will be the number of laps over time. And if we write the given number of laps over time, we will get 10 laps over 25 minutes. Now, this is supposed to be a drill board activity, but let us just use it here in the video lesson. You can pause every time I give a question so you can give your answer and check afterwards if you got the same answer as the one in the slide. A student reads 120 pages in 4 hours. Can you write it as number of pages over number of hours? Good job if you said 120 pages over 4 hours. There's no need to simplify yet because we are just being asked to write them as fractions. A gardener waters 15 plants using 6 liters of water. Can you write it as a fraction? If you said 15 plants over 6 liters of water, then that's perfect. A recipe uses 2 cups of sugar for every 5 cups of flour. In fraction form, which is cups of sugar over cups of flour, that would be 2 cups of sugar over 5 cups of flour. A soccer team scores 8 goals in 4 matches. How can you write that as number of goals over number of matches? If you said 8 goals over 4 matches, then that's good. A cyclist travels 12 kilometers in an hour. Can you write that as distance over time? You are correct if you said 12 kilometers per hour. A cyclist travels 12 kilometers in an hour. At the same speed, how far will the cyclist travel in 3 hours? Okay, so now we are going to use it in identifying how far the cyclist will travel in 3 hours and not just write it as a simple fraction. Step number 1 is identifying quantities being compared. That is, we write it as distance over time. And then we should set up a proportion. Now, we know that 12 kilometers is how far the cyclist travels per hour. But we are now being asked how much he will be able to travel for 3 hours. So how can we find that? That is by using cross multiplication. 12 times 3 is equal to 1 times x. And proceeding with the multiplication, we have 36 equals x. So that would mean that the cyclist will travel 36 kilometers in 3 hours. Now let's apply that to other examples. Rational equation is an equation that contains at least one rational expression. Here are some examples. X over 12 equals 4 over 6. X minus 3 over 3x plus 2 equals 1 half. X over 8 minus 1 is equal to 3 halves. And how do we solve rational equations? There are plenty of ways, but we are just going to focus on 2. The first is using cross multiplication, which says if A over B equals C over D, then AD, which is the product of the numerator of the left side, and the denominator of the right side is equal to the product of the denominator of the left side and the numerator of the right side of the equation. AD equals BC. Now let's try to apply that general rule to actual given. Let's have x over 12 equals 4 over 6. X times 6 equals 6x, and 12 times 4 equals 48. Now, using the multiplication property of equality, this is what we will obtain. 1 over 6 times 6x equals 48 will give us x equals 8. Because remember, this is just like working backwards. If we have multiplication of 6 and x, we have to multiply by 1 6, which is the multiplicative inverse of 6. So we can cancel the 6, which is the coefficient of x. Therefore, we will be able to find x, but of course, what we do on the left side should be done on the right side as well. So 48 times 1 6 is 8. Now let's have another example. Let's have x minus 2 over 2x plus 1 equals 1/3. Let's apply the cross multiplication. 3 times x minus 2 equals 1 times 2x plus 1. Now let's apply the distributive property of equality. 3 times x equals 3x. 3 times negative 2 equals 6. 1 times 2x equals 2x. And 1 times 1 equals 1. Thus, we will have 3x minus 6 equals 2x plus 1. Now, we can only combine like terms. So, let's transpose 2x to the left side. Previously positive, it will turn to negative. And let's transpose negative from the left side to the right side. Previously negative will turn to positive. Of course, that's under the addition property of equality. But as a shortcut, we just know it as transposition. Now, combining like terms, you will have 3x minus 2x is x on the left side and 1 plus 6 on the right side, which is 7. Thus, we will have x equals 7 as our answer. How about if there is more than one expression on the side of the equation? We cannot just cross multiply. What we can do is multiplying by the LCD. Here are the steps to do that. Number 1, find the LCD. Number 2, multiply every term on both sides of the equation by the LCD, and then solve for the variable. Let's solve for x. 1/4 plus 1/12 equals 1 over x. We cannot just cross multiply because there are more than one term on the left side of the equation. So what we do is we find the LCD. And again, the LCD is simply the least common multiple of the denominators. So if we have 4, 12, and x, our LCD will be 12x. So if we multiply the whole equation by 12x, we'll be able to cancel all the denominators. But of course, that will also change our numerators. So 12x divided by 4 is 3x times 1. And then 12x divided by 12 is x times 1 is x. On the right side, 12x divided by x is 12 times 1 is 12. Therefore, we will have 3x plus x equals 12. And simplifying, we will have 3x plus x, which is 4x equals 12. Now, dividing both sides by 4, we will get x equals 3. Let's have another example. 5x over x minus 2 equals 7 plus 10 over x minus 2. This time, the reason why we cannot just cross multiply is because there are two terms on the right side. So let's multiply by the LCD. The denominators are x minus 2, 1, because if there's a constant, the automatic denominator is 1. And x minus 2. Thus, the LCD is x minus 2 because x minus 2, 1, and x minus 2 will have x minus 2 times 1 as the list of unique factors, and multiplying will just give us x minus 2. Now, let's multiply by x minus 2. X minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1 times 5x is 5x. So, if the denominators are the same with the LCD, then that's a shortcut. Just copy the numerator. Okay, so x minus 2 divided by 1 times 7 is 7x minus 14. And x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is 1 times 10 is still 10. Thus, we will have 5x equals 7 times x minus 2 plus 10, and distributing, as I've mentioned earlier, will result to 7x minus 14. Now, proceeding with the addition property of equality, so we can combine like terms, we will have 7x transposed to the left side, which will make it negative. And proceeding with solving for x, we'll have negative 2x equals negative 4. And dividing both sides by negative 2, we will end up with x equals 2 as our final equation. Now it's your turn. I will be giving you these questions, and I want you to pause it and try answering it. And then proceed with the video so you can check if your answer is the same as the one in the slide. Here are the answers. For number 1, x equals 7. Number 2, x equals 2. Number 3, x equals negative 5. And number 4, x equals 3. If you got all of them correctly, then that's perfect. Now let's try to check if you understand it in its entire concept. Let us try to fill in the blanks with the word or words on this box or in this box. Let's have number 1. When the equation is in the form a over b equals c over d, use blank. If you said cross multiplication, then you got the right answer. Let's have number 2. If there's more than one expression on the side of the equation, use the LCD method. Great job if you got it. Number 3, if a over b equals c over d, then AB equals BC. That's the application of cross multiplication. Number 4, identify all denominators and find the LCD. Okay, that's the first step of the LCD method. Number 5, blank both sides of the equation by the LCD to eliminate the fractions. Multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD. Okay, so great job if you got all 5 correctly. And now, here are some items that you can practice on. And again, you can pause at this point and I'll be showing the answers later. Here are the answers. Number 1, x equals negative 1 half. Number 2, x equals 8. Number 3, x equals 2. Number 4, x equals 15. Number 5, x equals 12. So that will be all for this topic. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you will be able to repeat it if you fail to understand anything, so you will be able to understand the whole concept and not just the examples. Thank you, class.